All right, here we are, another week. Your host Mathias, joined by the boy and our guest,
John the boy.
And Greg.
Greg the guest. Well. Good to have you back, Greg.
Yeah, man.
It's been a while.
It's yeah, it's been, I don't know, 8, 10 episodes maybe. Anyways, I want to get into the do what we did last week, John, and just get right into the news. So,
Right.
our predictions for the Sunday preview, the Decadence and Decay. How did you feel about this?
We were right? Death Guard and Slanesh.
Death Guard Slanesh.
Yep.
Uh, we got pretty much Death Guard wrong though, right? This is all we got was a campaign book.
Kinda. Yeah, this is weird. This campaign book it's very like day one DLC kind of thing. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I agree with that. I was like, we were talking about it when we were playing the other day. I was like, Decadence Decay, that's 100% Slash, 100% Death Card. And then, I looked through the article, it's like, interesting. The Crusade stuff, I have no problem with. That seems cool. Like, you get those crazy missions. But, until we crack this war on Carta, however you say that word, it's, hard to make any judgment on,
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed, I must say. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more, like maybe one more new unit they were gonna reveal, or like how I said in the last podcast, some kind of variant. I'd just throw an example: Havoc, Nurgle, Havocs. We didn't get any of that. We just got the terrain and the hero models and that one character. I don't remember the name, but I was not expecting just a campaign book.
Yeah, and I want to touch on this comment I made of day one DLC. Like these are rules for codexes that haven't come out yet. You know. Now, if these are just campaign rules, I have no problem with that. Like, that's cool, But if these are like match play rules for Death Guard, Admech, Knights, and Dark Eldar, they haven't gotten the codexes yet. And now there's like, wait a second, like, there's match play rules for them. Like, is this going to be invalidated with the codex? Is this not going to be in the codex?
Yeah, that's why I was kind of saying, well, you have to see till we crack the book to see what's actually inside. Because it's very vague, and it's like as a chaos player, I have to carry around like 50 books everywhere I go. So if they're just going to keep giving me books to carry around, it's like,
Right.
or hopefully it's like something not very impactful. Like it's like, oh, you have a strat that gives you +1 to your movement if you're in terrain or something like that, where it's like, oh, that's cool, but I don't really need to go with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I even think about that comment about how it's this book is for armies that haven't even gotten an update yet.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, but I hope it's minor stuff or just narrative, like city fight rules or whatever. So we'll see.
Yeah, I would think it'd be more. What's the word I'm looking for? More mission-based things. Maybe
Right.
a couple stratagems. That's about it. But I mean, this is a pretty big book, so. Well, I mean, big book in terms. It's codex size. Custodian codex size, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's kind of not like the Vigilus stuff. Like that stuff had cool,
yeah.
but that was like really cumbersome to be like, oh, but I'm taking this detachment out of this one book for this, and it just clouded up the game at some point a little bit. I felt when you're doing the pregame stuff, and how 9th edition was doing stuff like all the Space Marine pregame shenanigans. It's not like 10 minutes of this guy has 3 warlord traits. I'm taking a relic here, 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 and I've spent 10 CP and I still have 5 remaining. I hope it's not like then that's the same feeling you get with the Vigilus and Defiant stuff, or the Vigilus, whatever it was. So I hope it's not down the Vigilus path.
Can only hope. But I would say just a little disappointed. I wasn't expecting a whole lot, but I was kind of hoping it wouldn't be just like a mission pack.
Yeah, I did wish they would have teased models or something.
Well, they did tease some rules, so I mean, well, not rules. They announced who the first Xenos race will be, and get in their book, it'll be my army, the Dark Eldar Drukhari.
There you go.
So, I don't know. I don't know what to think of it yet.
Did they get +1 attack? The incubi?
The
Yeah, man.
incubi.
How do these guys change? They teased the incubi, but I don't play this army, so.
So, I mean, I don't. Just going by this, right? They only given us the stats, so I don't know if their special rules are still going to be there. But in terms of what got upgraded, so the base incubi are now weapon skill 2. The Cavalex or whatever you say that, it was always weapon skill 2. So now the base are weapon skill 2. And what else was there? I think that was it. I think that was the only thing that really changed. Was that they became weapon skill 2. Now the damage on their weapons, that all went up 1. It all used to be 1 damage weapons.
That makes more sense. I've always been scared of them. Anytime you put them on the table, I'm like, these things are going to mulch me. And then they do nothing and then fall over. And I'm like,
Yeah, so I mean, it's good that they now get to, one-shot a Marine. But I wonder how Power Pain is going to be worked now.
That's true. They could change that.
Because Power Pain used to give him +1 weapon skill on like turn 2. So I don't know if that. Granted, it was always worthless to have him at weapon skill 2 turn 1, right? Because they're not going to get into combat turn 1.
Right.
But I wonder if Power Pain's going to change anyway. And they don't mention the special ability that they had, which was any 6s they rolled to hit became +2 damage. So I don't know if that rule's still going to be here. So that's what made them really nasty. Was any 6s was +2 damage. So I mean, if they have that rule, they can be doing 4 damage, which means they can definitely kill a heavy intercessor
or a Thunderwolf,
or a Thunderwolf, yeah. But we'll have to wait and see if they still get that rule.
That'd make them actually pretty good, giving them 4 damage on a 6. That'd be like a real reason to slot those in there.
Oh yeah.
That'd make them at least very enticing.
Oh yeah, and they still stay. Let's see. I think how many points are they? 16 points, I think, right now. Still be pretty good to have. So you have that whole toughness 3+ save to go through. So still very glass cannon-y. So I'm hoping to see what happens with them. The Incubi, I think, started seeing a lot more play at the beginning of 9th. Not much during 8th, but when 9th rolled around, they were seeing a little bit more play. So the next armor we got after that is Dark Angels, which you called, John.
Yeah, they did mention that Dark Angels were coming early next year, end quote. So no surprise here that Dark Angels are popping up. I'm excited. I play Dark Angels, so this is exciting. I wonder if Blade Guard will get the permanent transhuman, so we will see.
Yeah, I went 0 for 2 on this prediction. I said
Yeah,
Sisters and Tyranids, and here we go. We got Drukhari and Dark Angels.
There's some Death Guard on that book. If you zoom in there, there's like a Plague Marine with a big hole in his chest.
Like, who's the better green?
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like they mentioned that Vanguard and Outrider for Deathwing and Ravenwing will get OBSEC, which is interesting because right now I don't really see Vanguards or Outriders much in army list building because of how much CP it costs.
Right.
But we'll see if that means, like, again, OBSEC Blade Guard, OBSEC Terminators. That'll be really interesting. Looks like there's some more Crusade rules for Fallen. Yeah, man, if your Crusade faction has one of the most least used units in Warhammer 40,000, it's great stuff. Like, I don't even know anyone who runs Fallen.
It's just not, it's thematic, right?
That's true, it is thematic.
Obviously, Deathwing Knights are going to be really hard to do anything against. They're just going to sit there and you're not going to be able to do anything about it.
Yeah, I do wonder if they're gonna keep that transhuman on Deathwing. We'll see. It's pretty powerful.
All right then. Well, let's see what else they got. So Necromunda, Van Saar, right? This is you called this. You said this was gonna happen.
Yeah, next on the list for the Necromunda codexes.
Uh,
No, they're cool. I mean, Vansar players, woohoo.
I was surprised by the design because I'm not a big Necromunda guy, just starting to get into it. But I was surprised to see this technology here, them on little hoverboards and riot shields, and looks like power armor kind of rip off.
Yeah, the hover bikes is interesting. It's with the theme of the Orlocks having the jump troops having more mobility. So, I mean, it's cool for Vansar players. Apparently, this gang is terrible. So, good stuff for them.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
When does it get too ridiculous? Right?
Necromunda.
Yeah, like not like currently. I mean, you could say currently, but in terms of like where would the line be drawn to like this is no longer Necromunda because of this being added in?
Actually, Vansar are pushing it for sure in the especially looking at the Necromunda community, because these guys could be in 40k kind of thing. They don't really scream Underhive gangers. They scream more like Imperial or like Astra Militarum, like power armored Scions or something. Even there's some Xenos influence there with like these hoverboards look like Necron tech, for example. So Vansar are definitely pushing it. I think if you see like a power armored Vansar guy, like straight up Space Marine, then it's like, okay, that's kind of pushing it.
Yeah, because when I saw this, my first thought is this looks really cool. I like the aesthetic, but when I see those hover bikes in the back, I'm like, is this really Necromunda though?
Right.
I mean, granted, I'm gonna just keep saying this. I haven't played much from Necromunda, but this does not scream like a gang to me. This seems
No, no,
this seems like a
that's not.
Drukhari force.
That's
That's just
exactly what I
human.
thought. I saw it, like, as I was scrolling down, I'm like, oh, Jakari, the Codex, some Incubi, and then some Raiders, right? No, whatever they're called. I was like, oh, cool, new models for them. They have shields. That's really cool. Oh, this is Necromunda.
Yeah, and that's why you what you guys are talking about, that echoes with what the part of the community says, like, Vansar are pushing the aesthetic of gangsters. Like, again, these look like 40k models as opposed to Necromunda models. So I don't know. We'll see if they push more into this kind of look. I mean, even when Vansar came out, when the Necromunda reboot happened, they were already like, well, they look too kind of sleek, too futuristic, quote unquote.
I'd
For
have
the
to look
setting.
those up to compare.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it is interesting, I will say.
I'm not very familiar with Necromunda lore, but it gives me like a Judge Dredd vibe, because I know like there's the gangs and stuff. So it's like, are they
Mhm.
kind of like filling the Judge Dredd role in the lore of Necromunda?
Isn't that it?
No, because there's actual cops in Necromunda who are way less high tech than these guys.
Okay.
And these guys, yeah, yeah. So these guys are just like, they're obviously the high tech is their kind of trope that they're going for, but it's, again, like, if you look at the other Necromunda models like Escher or Orlok, who are very much like 80s gangster biker theme, like, these guys are way more like 2000 sci-fi. So it's interesting. I mean, they're plastic.
That's good. I mean, I'm sure you can make a lot of conversions out of these and do a lot of
Oh
other
yeah.
cool stuff with them. Because, yeah, like I said, I like them. I like the aesthetics. Mainly of the guys in armor. Not much of the
Yeah.
jet bikes. But I'm sure I can make those into cool, like, Jukari,
I'm sure.
whatever they're called. Sky Beavers, whatever. Alright then. Middle Earth. I got nothing to hear because I haven't played Middle Earth in what feels like 10 years.
Probably has been 10 years.
But And once again, as John would say, the game's not dead. As you see, it's still
Dead.
making game models for it.
Putting my Middle Earth hat on. Disappointed this isn't plastic ring wraiths. Okay, cool tree. I mean, I guess because Treebeard does not have a plastic model, so that's good for him.
Well, I think anything plastic Lord of the Rings is good.
Yeah.
Because I think on last podcast you said that 80% is still pewter.
Oh yeah, a lot of it is still pewter or resin. So having like a plastic Treebeard is pretty great.
Yeah, if I recall, there wasn't that many ents, right?
No, there's like one end kit. Now, thankfully, that end kit is plastic, but it's nice to see their HQ being also plastic. Although the Merry and Pippin is kind of random.
Yeah, that was they gotta fill out the model quota, and they can't just reveal one model. All right, the Desecrate Dire Chasm. We got the new gang reveal, a new gang revealed. Sorry, the More Slaves to Darkness. Well, actually, this is their first debut, right?
For in Underworlds, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant for Underworlds.
Yeah.
It looked all
This
good.
this is dope. This is really freaking cool. I already really like the aesthetic of Chaos Warriors with the reboot, and this is just like heck yeah, dude. And by the way, miniatures like fantasy designers, this is how you do female armor. Looks like a regular person in armor, you know. So
Is this character the one without a helmet, a female?
yeah, that's a chick.
Okay.
And this is cool. I do wish to kind of talk about other things. I do wish that for me for Underworlds, I don't like it when a war band has more than one model that has the same weapons. It looks like all these guys have two hand weapons and a shield. I do wish this is the same criticism I had for the original Khorne warband, the Khorne Warriors warband. I do wish they had a heavy weapon in there, like a glaive or something, or a two-handed sword. Because right now, like if you look at the two warriors of chaos with the helmets, they look kind of similar. They're just armed the same. I mean, one guy's holding an axe and a shield, and the other guy has two hand weapons, but the other guy has a shield
On his
so
back.
they don't look very exactly. They don't look very distinct to me. So I do wish they had more of that distinction. But other than that, like this is a great warband. I am picking this up just for the models. I don't play Underworld as much as I'd love to anymore, but this is a great kit.
You see, one's got a lizardman cape, and the other one's got probably just a red cape because I can't see the back.
What about the wizard anyway?
Yeah, the wizard looks good too.
Oh, it just looks dope.
And they're getting better and better with these chaos wizards. Now to the big part. I know you were really hyped for this, though you probably didn't predict this model getting him something. But what the hell is this guy? Sigvald.
Yeah, I thought he was dead forever, but I guess not.
And there you go. He's got his
more fantasy guys are coming back.
He's got his Sanguinius new model right here.
Not just Fulgrim.
I was saying Fulgrim, you just chop his legs off and glue him to Morathi and you're done.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Greg, you play Slanesh. What do you think of this reveal? I know you play Slanesh in 40k, but
I mean, he's a sick looking model, and like, I want to do things. Like, I just run him straight up as like a demon prince and just be like, here's my demon prince. Maybe put him on like a bigger pile of skulls or something. But like, I really like that Sigmar is adding all the like mortal aspects of each god. I'm not sure the lore specifically around Sigmar, but like Nurgle has like the Rotbringers, right? And Khorne has the blood guys. I can't remember. Bloodbound, there we go.
Yeah.
And the Tzeentch has like the acolytes and stuff. So I like this like mortal aspect that goes into it, and it's really sick. So seeing them apply the Slanesh one is really sweet.
You guys looking at the guys at the bottom?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's actually something I talked about last episode. Was Slanesh is the only chaos faction until now that has not a lot of mortal units. So having this element of it of these chaos warriors and the possessed, that's really cool. I think it fleshes out Slanesh even more and adds the mortal aspect to the Hedonites of Slanesh army. And oh my gosh, these Slanesh chaos warriors with the full armor, these are awesome.
Yeah, I think I prefer those because I don't like painting skin. You know.
The possessed Slanesh.
Yeah, these models right here, they look good. I like.
Yeah, I think in the video they tease there's in the background. You put on your YouTube clickbait tinfoil hat. There's like some Slanesh beastmen and some Slanesh archers. So I think there's more than I mean they even say it in the article. There's more coming than just these guys. So it's pretty exciting to see more human Slanesh stuff or beastman Slanesh stuff as well.
I'm just playing the video and seeing if I can see anything in the background. Of course, it's all blurry because
Yeah.
I'm trying to hide it all. But yeah, that's interesting. And I think that's it. So overall, John, were you happy with this one? Was this 10 times better than the
I'm in
last
40k
time?
mode. I'm in 40k mode right now, and the 40k part of me is kind of disappointed that there's barely anything. The Dark Angel Codex is great, but I do wish we were. And Dark Owl are getting a Codex. That's great. Not a fan of Day One DLC. Uh, Death Guard Crusade, that's fine. More Crusade stuff, always good. But I do wish that they teased or revealed a model. I'm at the point now where every preview, I wish they would just reveal models. I mean, rules are cool and all, but I would love to see more models being shown. So 40k was okay. Necromunda, if you like Vansar, no surprise here. Actually, you know what? I'll put some 2 cents in. I'm not a fan of the hover bikes. I wish they did more like arachnids, like because in the rules army list right now for Vansar, there's what's called an exosuit, where it's kind of like Doctor Octopus style suit that has guns, which is kind of cool. I wish they did more of that than these wannabe Hellions. So kind of meh on the Vansar. Lord of the Rings again, plastic ring rates, please. I mean, Treebird is cool, but one day. Huge fan of the Underworlds, and again, like Underworlds, just like an excuse to release new sculpts for every faction. I can't wait for Lizardmen and hopefully Deepkin and Bone Reapers if that happens. So super, probably my favorite part of this reveal is the Underworld stuff.
Mm.
And AOS, I mean, good. I don't play Slanesh. These Chaos Warriors push me one step closer to playing Slanesh and AOS. Still probably not going to happen, but they're damn cool. I mean, Sigvald. I like the theme of bringing back Warhammer Fantasy characters they killed off back in TOS, so I think that's a good decision bringing him back. So overall, every part of me that's on 40k except the 40k part is pleased. 40k John is slightly disappointed.
How about you, Greg? How did you feel about this preview?
I would say seeing the Slanesh Mortals was probably my favorite part because, like, I'm always tempted to buy. Like, I use a bunch of the Rotbringers and stuff as Nurgle characters, so now I could have like my Alurises have like armor and stuff with my Daemonettes and start having like a hybrid mortal actual demon army, which would be pretty sick. Or kind of keep that thing going. Not seeing anything for Death Guard was kind of annoying. The one thing though, the Crusade mission pack, right? I know like they put a whole bunch of stuff in for Space Wolves and other people like this. So is this going to be like now we're going to have books for each faction after that for just Crusade? Just out of curiosity, it just kind of crossed my mind.
Well, I mean, going by it, I think just looking at the Crusade thing, I think it's gonna just cover the Imperial Guard, Mechanicus, Knights, and Drukhari.
Oh, I'm talking about the Crusade Purge pack, the mission pack.
Oh,
Are we going to get more missions themed to each other codex, or are we just going to kind of break stuff out?
well, did Space Marines got one? Did they or no?
I think they get like cool rules and stuff like that, but they don't have mission packs. So my question is, could we slide mission packs into it? I know the Space Wolf one is supposed to be super in depth, but I haven't got my book, and it's been like 2 weeks since I ordered it, so I can't confirm on the Space Wolf part. But I hear it's really cool.
Hmm. I mean, it would make sense, right? Why would you only limit the mission packs to certain armies? But I have to check. Did Dark Blood Angels get one?
No, I think only Necrons got. Well, the Necron and Marine. There's the Necron Marine book. That was it. But I think the Crusade pack. I would love to see more of this because see, this is what I wish. Like the designers who decide like, hey, let's make some random books would focus on. Like, I think match play is fine as is in terms of like that's not add more layers of complexity. Throw that to the narrative folks who would love this stuff. Like, this is great. This Crusade book thing, that's awesome. It's completely optional. It's for Crusade people. It's not gonna like wreck, make it a headache for people who like to play match play, which is like about 90% of American Warhammer players. With this, because again, if this is all match play rules in this Warzone Caradon book, that's just another, like Greg was mentioning, that's another book to carry. It's more rules to like keep track of, which is annoying. But the Crusade one, it's like, yeah, dude, more Crusade missions, more Crusade relics, corrupted Nurgle stuff. Yeah, let's go for it.
Especially who doesn't like a good campaign game every once in a while.
Right.
Okay. Well, any more thoughts, Greg? Otherwise, we'll
I
just
mean,
give
it'd
my
be interesting
thoughts.
to see what Drukhari does. Like they say, more attacks, more combat damage. Be interesting to see.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give my thoughts. 40k wise, I'm a little disappointed in that I was kind of hoping big for Death Guard because I assume if they got some new model variants and all that, it means my T-Sons would get some new model variants. But seeing how that didn't happen, it's not going to happen for the Thousand Sons, so a little disappointing in that. My main army though, Drukhari, I'm happy, just because they're next in line in January, so I can only pray to God that they're good. I was wrong about the Necrons, I'll admit that much, because usually first codex is usually bad, but Necrons turned out okay, so maybe the Drukhari will get the same treatment in being good. I mean, because right now I think they're still good, but we'll have to see what new changes come about.
Everything feels more balanced on that note. Like specifically, it doesn't feel like you're always blown out of the water because of how the game plays. Like,
Yeah,
I like that aspect of it.
exactly. Dark Angels or whatever, Space Marines. Meh. Mission packs. We attempted our campaign game, so it'll be nice to have that, more options and new campaign to go to. Necromunda. I like the design of the. I don't know what they are. I'm gonna just call them jump pack infantry. I like them. The ski riders, I hate. Don't like them. Lord of the Rings is whatever. Glad it's not dead. At least it still can be played. Unpopular opinion. I like the Underworld models. I don't like the game. I don't like card games that rotate my cards out. Personal opinion. But, it's good. It's a good game. It's a good, nice little quick board game to play with friends as well.
I'm gonna interject there with Underworlds. Honestly, at this point, Underworlds models are just an excuse for like a new Warcry warband because they're unique sculpts, low model count. So, forgot to mention that. When I think, like you mentioned, you don't not a fan of the game. I mean, I understand like the game could be kind of daunting, but I know you play Warcry, Matt. So this is an excuse to just have like some Slaves of Darkness in your Warcry. Just saying.
Are there any? I mean, I know there's a Slaves of Darkness army, but do they have Chaos Knights in there or no? I thought they were just Marauders.
Slaves to Darkness Warcry. Let's see. I think there's Chaos Knights.
No, there's a guide for Slaves to Darkness.
Oh no, it's just Marauders and the Chaos Warriors on foot. So
Chaos. No, guess you say Chaos Warriors. So
yeah,
one day they will have them, but we'll have to wait and see. And then AOS, we knew this was gonna happen. I didn't expect the character to come back, but that's always nice. And the models look incredible. Not enough for me to start it, but I'm glad they're there.
Warcry.
More Warcry, indeed.
I'm just saying this because my game group right now is in that because there's a lot of new people joining in, and it's like, oh man, there's so many cool armies. It's like, hey, kill team on Warcry if you would just want these Slanesh guys If you just want like some Fire Warriors that want to play Tau, like there's always like the skirmish games.
Well, Kill Team is getting updated in 2021, or new army at least. All right then. Well, let's go to the Sunday preview. The other preview, which pretty much just tells us that this week, we can pre-order a lot of stuff, starting with Blood Angels, Codex, put out, and all these boxes that we went over last week. Which we'll go over the price after we're done talking about this. So we'll just skip these boxes because we already gave our opinions. Unless Greg, do you have any opinions on these boxes?
Not really. I have too many models at this point to keep going with these box sets, to be honest. Like I look at that and I'm like, man, I could use some acolytes, but do I need another Lord of Change? Maybe, but probably not.
Fair enough.
If there was 20 Zangers in there versus the 20 acolytes, maybe. But I'd probably use the acolytes for AdMet conversions anyway. Just turn them into Electro Priest. So it's just too many models that I already own.
Well, we got the Blood Angels book coming out for pre-order this week. So it's coming out, what? December? What's the first week in December?
First week, yeah.
What is that?
I'm picking that up. I have Blood Angel. I mean, I have a Blood Angels Horus Heresy army, and with the Firstborn getting 2 wounds now, I feel like they're playable in 40k. So I'm gonna be picking that up so I could get some games in with my jump packs and my Sanguinary Guards.
And so December 6th is when these guys will come out, or the book will come out.
Yeah.
They're really good right now with just vanilla book.
Oh really? Ooh.
Oh yeah, they're definitely up there. Them Space Wolves. I think there's one more.
Probably like Salamanders. Pretty much any of them are all pretty solid. But like Blood Angels, just being able to get +1 to wound and having like AP 3 or 4 and a chainsword for free is pretty good.
Oh yeah,
I would imagine. Let's see. Then we got the accessories. We got data cards, which is meh.
Those dice are amazing.
Yeah, Blood Angel dice.
They're super cool.
Which one's the 6 though? They don't show the 6.
Oh, the 6 is the fact of the chapter.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the 1 because of the glare. Okay. So this is how you do dice. Good job, GW. You don't need to put a symbol on the 1 and the 6. So you can pick those up if you want.
I want to just touch on the design of how it's just pips, but they're like blood drops. I think that's great. If they do more of that, that'll be awesome.
Well, yeah. This is how they should do it. It should be easy to read. Have the whatever symbol of the army as the 6 or the 1. And, you have to pick one or the other. It can't be both. And yeah, these are perfect example of dice. Easy to read, not 2 symbols.
Right.
It's great. I love these dice. I would pick them up if I was a Blood Angel player. Then they got the Combat Patrol, which is not very Blood Angel-y at all. I'm still really baffled at these choices. It's kind of just looks like a generic box with Blood Angels accessories.
That's what I'm thinking for you listeners who are starting out with Space Marines or whatever. Like, look at this as just like a generic Space Marine box, and you will be very happy. And just sell the Blood Angel, like
accessories.
Because I agree with Matt. As a Blood Angel kit, this is weird. There's no assault. There wouldn't be assault intercessors because they just came out, but there's not a lot of close combat here besides the aggressors. But I think.
And even that, you don't need to make them combat.
Yeah, right. But as a generic Space Marine box, I think this is excellent.
Yeah. Sad. They had something to do. They could have pushed, and they went the safe route, in my opinion.
You should just have 6 Blade Guard in it.
You gotta have 5. You gotta pay that 1 CP for transhuman.
True.
All right, then. And then we got more Death Company.
I think the Hound's a more Kai equivalent for Blood Angels.
Yeah, this is what I figured. See, this is what I kind of predicted for the Chaos to happen, but seeing how that didn't happen, I know it won't happen for Thousand Suns either. But
you think they're gonna get jump packs?
No, I mean,
No.
this
Primaris
is just the
jump
Primaris versions.
No way. I would love that, but no way.
I must say, very disappointed in this. Even though I knew this was gonna happen, but God, it's just so disappointing. Why would they do this?
Yeah. Eh. no, no positive comment, no negative comment. Just kind of like, yeah, okay, cool, that's cute.
Yeah, so Hounds of Mordecai. So I can only imagine Dark Angels will probably just get the biker equivalent, or Terminator equivalent.
Oh, that would be cool though, like Deathwing Blade Guard,
Oh yeah,
or
I mean,
you know,
they got it cool. Unfortunately for the Death Company, it's not
I'm
too
actually
much of a
excited.
change.
Deathwing Blade Guard. Ooh.
It would be nice. And then what is this? We got
Assault
the multi-part assault intercessors. So you can finally get all the war gear for them. Get a
I
nice
really like
little baby
Assault.
hammer.
Yeah.
They're really great kits, actually. I'm painting up some right now, and it's really quite nice. They're very satisfying with like the extra action going on them.
Nice.
And then let's see. Oh, and then we got the Gladiator finally coming up.
What do you guys think about this vehicle? Because I'm building up my space marines right now, and I'm not sure what to think of the Gladiator.
Well,
Rules wise, at least.
I
I mean,
mean,
it's a cool model.
It's a Predator, right? That just floats. Isn't that basically what it is?
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty pricey though, from remembered points.
How many different shooting profiles does it have? Is it greater or less than 5?
Well, I see 2
Uh,
Meltas here and 2 las cannon things and a heavy stubber up top. So I mean that's 5 right there.
You're missing the onslaught Gatling on the side, or not the onslaught Gatling, but the grenade launchers that the aggressors have on the back too.
Of course, won't be a Primaris vehicle if it doesn't have a crap ton of weapon options.
That was the only thing I don't like about him, is it just has like so much stuff on it. You're like,
Oh, it looks like it's all optional, so you can give it, like, I'm looking at the codex right now. Like, for example, the one Matt was talking about, it comes with 2 multi-meltas and 4-shot last cannon, and then you can give it some heavy stubbers, rocket pods, or auto launchers.
Yeah, but I mean there's like 3 variants of this thing, right?
There's the 3 variants. There's the anti-infantry one, the anti-tank one, and the
Yeah, it's all right here.
The
I just have to
long-range
scroll down a little bit more.
there you go.
and did they get the impulsor treatment, or do these guys still fly and they're -2 to charge?
No, they got the impulsor treatment,
Yeah,
so
they
they are
got
not
rid of that.
fly.
They just hover around,
They just hover
all
around.
sad like. But those are coming up. Let's see, Black Library. Not much there.
Yeah,
And Forge World, we got
not 30K. So damn it,
Some more Furies,
more Furies.
Azog Legion.
Okay, like shade aside, this is cool. You're Lord of the Hobbit fan. This is
All right, this
cool.
is Lord of the Rings. Okay, I was like, what the hell?
No, I mean, I'd use them for Furies. Like, instead of buying Warcry, those look like great Furies.
Yeah.
All right then. So overall, meh. But at least we have a date on the release of the Blood Angels.
Yeah.
So December
and,
6th.
If you want the Christmas boxes, they're up for pre-order. So in time for
Well,
Black Friday.
now that you mentioned that, I did send you guys prices. You want to go over the prices real fast?
Yeah, $200 sounds about right for these things. Some of them are, I think, some of them are 200. So I think like the Necron one is $10 more.
Yeah, the Necron, the Tyranids, the Tau. That's all $210.
Yeah, Zinch Ogres and Sky Dwarves also 210.
Yeah, and then you got the Militarum Space Marines, which I found a little shocking. At 200. I thought it would be a little bit more.
Yeah, you get a lot of guardsmen with that. If I was starting guard, that thing would be one of the first things I bought. Like, having a wyvern, some chimeras, and sentinels, and I think that's what a full heavy weapons team, 20 guardsmen.
Yeah, I think if you care about guard, this is a good box. I just don't care about guard.
I don't know. Last week I said it was a pretty lackluster box from what I recall saying last week. I felt like you could have got a little bit more out of that than what you got.
When I started like a guard army when I first started the game, and like a box set like this, I would have been like to die for. It was really hard to acquire good sets of model when I first started. It's now they're just all Gene Sealer called Alkalites, so or Neophytes.
Yeah. So I know another controversy that a lot of people were talking about is the tanks being $80. How do you guys feel about that? The Gladiator. It's quite expensive.
This is the price, no pun intended, of having multi kits. Like people are always saying, like, oh, why not have the castle and be in one kit, or like, why do you have except limited weapon options? Well, this is what happens. Like, I guarantee if the Gladiator box only had one set of weapons, it would be like $60 or something, 65. Those extra sprues cost a lot, I will say.
I think it depends more on the assembly part of it. Like, for example, the disintegrators are $75 if I recall correctly. And with one box without magnets, you can make both kits with a little bit of work. Like they all kind of plug and play, and you could rest the thing back on top. You glue a couple extra pieces. So you get two models for the price of one. So I'm not sure if the Gladys is going to be the same way, where you're not really using 10 to 15 magnets to make like one full thing, and you're able to just kind of finagle your way into 2 or 3 of the kit.
That would be ideal, I think. And in that, and if it's something like that where you could easily swap, I think it's absolutely worth the $80 kind of thing. And honestly, for me, like you're getting all this sprue, and whether you have some slotting going in or if you have magnets on hand, I think being able to swap around is good. So, but I again, like for me, like that's the cost. No pun intended, but that's the cost of having all these sprues here. Is you are going to end up paying more as opposed to just having no options. But it's there's pros and cons for each. I prefer this method where whatever, like because I'm probably gonna magnetize this, so I could try all the different variants out.
Yeah, I'd probably have to pay someone to magnetize for me. Not my strong point. But yeah, I know that was causing a lot of controversy when that price got revealed, because everyone's like, that's just too expensive. Which, I mean, they're right. It is really expensive, but...
Yeah, I see where they're coming from. But I also have a ton of AdMech, too, which is really expensive.
Yeah, well, I know... Did you buy the AdMech courses?
Yeah, I have 18 of them that I need to paint, actually.
Yeah, I know John was complaining about how money-wise it's not kind of worth it to just get 3 of those for, like, what, $65?
No,
it's just crazy compared to intercessors.
Yeah,
I would say the Raiders are definitely better on the table than a unit of intercessors.
Oh yeah, in terms of of how good they are, but from a point to dollar ratio, my gosh, dude, like 60 points versus 200. I just wish either they made that kit cheaper, or like made Raiders more expensive with more wounds or something. I don't know. But
no, I totally agree, because like people who used to run 12 or 18 of the chicken walkers, they're out like $800, $900, and it's like, geez, it's so like, but that's been AdMech's thing, is they're just like per model, they're very expensive. That's why I was talking about the acolytes. They make great Corpsari Electro Priests. You buy your Disco Priest with the sticks, and you take the arms and glue them to the acolytes, and you have 20, 40 priests for a pretty good deal.
Oh, there you go.
Well, there we go. So, all those prices pretty much standard. I think. What did we predict the battle forces to be? We said about $180, $200, right? Last week.
Oh, I said $200
You
just
said
because how
200?
yeah, the amount. So I think we
Yeah, I think I said 100 or 180
yeah.
because I couldn't fathom paying $200, but here we are.
It's a deal, man. Like it's
I'm
one of
not
those
saying
things.
it's not a
Like,
deal. It's just
it's a lot, right? Like the example I like to use is the Forge World Titan bundle, where if you buy like 3 Warlords, you get a free Reaver. Oh, dude, you're saving $700. What a deal! And then you realize you're paying like 4,500. You know. So I get it, yeah, definitely like it's a deal, but it's still a high buy-in for sure. 200 is still a lot. Now, for Christmas, sounds about right.
there you go, kiddos. Get your parents to pay for it.
I will make a comment on these boxes though. The AOS ones are definitely way more point efficient. Like I made a list using 2 of the Zinch ones. That's a 2K list. Plus you have models left over. I think you don't use the Gaunt Summoner, which is an HQ. Like if you just use 20 Zangors, 40 Acolytes, 6 Skyfires, 2 Lords of Change, one of them being Kairos, that's 2K off the bat.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, I was interested in
I
that
think is 1
box.
kit for being 2K. Yeah, if you want to play listeners, if you want to play AOS with Zinch, just get 2 of these kits and you're good to go.
I don't know about Dean 2, but I definitely pick up one.
And they got the peck attacks, the beaks and stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. Zangors have like 1 billion attacks. Speaking of it's like Zangors and Lizardmen. It's 1 million attacks per model. You got your claws, your beaks, your tails, your toes.
It will be interesting to see. But now we know. Now we know how much we're paying for it.
Yeah.
So, the last bit of news, we got some new Blood Angel rules.
Yeah.
Did you guys look over this?
Yeah, so
Anything
the
sticking
battle
out?
trait and the Black Rage and all that, I think that's the same, more or less.
Is that last line on Black Rage new
Yeah.
though? You can't perform actions because that's pretty big actually.
That's pretty, yeah. And fluffy. I like it.
Oh, I totally agree with.
Not perform any actions described in the Warhammer 40K.
Yeah, you're blood crazed madmen pretending they're in the heresy can't plant flags, so keep note if you do run your blood crazed madmen.
I'm sure they can run the flag, still do the action, you know. Well, there's that. Let's see. They got new strat. There's this new strategy from Red Rampage.
That's crazy good, actually.
Yeah, it matches up with like the new Space Wolf one where it gives you the extra stuff on rolls of 6, so it's additive. Because right now for Blood Angels, it's not additive, and this stratagem would then make it additive.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just bringing them in line with the previous space. Space Marine.
Maybe I should start painting my Blood Angel 1K list.
Did you have
They're
Blood
really
Angels?
good.
Yeah, I just need to paint them. Yeah, but they're none of them. There's no Primaris because it's for Horus Heresy, so it's just Death Company, or sorry, Vanguards and Sanguinary Guard.
Sanguinary Guard are really good. They're like 5 of them are 25 attacks on the charge or something, but I think now with the Codex they get an extra 5.
Oh my gosh! Heck yeah, let's do it.
Sounds gross. Now we got a
I
Warlord
might be
trait
wrong
here
on
as
the math
well.
of that.
Still.
Yeah. Blood Angel's still doing well.
The Warlord trait is interesting. That's the first time I've seen where you could have 2 relics on one guy. Because what the Warlord trait does, it gives you you can pick from a list of relics in addition to your relic.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Trait, yeah.
Get a can't really do the Smash Captain kind of thing anymore since you can't give your Jump Captain transhuman physiology or whatever.
It doesn't matter though, because you just have the Storm Shield, and whatever he hits, as long as he's not fighting last, he's going to win the fight.
True.
Smash Captains are expensive, but they end up with 8 attacks, I think, on the charge, like a Thunderhammer, or 10, one of the two, during, I think, when it's Savage Echoes and stuff. So like 10 strength,
that's
a lot attacks for 4 damage if you're taking like a Mastercrafted hammer.
I like
it's
that.
Still going to do damage.
Strength 10 a lot, yeah.
Strength 10 a lot.
Not as strong as an Aberrant.
And then it looks like they revealed one relic, the icon of the angel. This can reroll failed charges. Meh.
That's really good. It's boring. So I'm not saying it's kind of boring, but it's like rerolls. I mean, I've been playing war games for like 10 years now. I think any war game, War Machine, Star Wars Legion, 40k, rerolls win games.
True.
I would agree in most cases, depending on what you're playing with. If you're more of a jump pack focused Blood Angels, though, you're probably taking the other banner that gives you the +2 move. So you're going 14. So most of your charges are going to be in a 5-inch range, which when I say that, I've failed. I lost the Bloodthirster one game, failing 2 6-inch charges with +2 to my charge. And then the following game, I failed a 6-cast spell, re-rolling it, failed it again. Next time, failed it again, and failed it again. So I'm 0 for 4 on re-rollable 6-ups.
Yes.
On 2 die.
It's what we call unlucky.
So, but even then, though, if you have that much movement, I think there's probably better relics in the Blood Angel thing that make this one kind of a gray area. But I totally agree with you. Re-rolling and consistency is great. It's just they're super mobile. But if you're maybe more of a Blade Guard centrist, like sit in the center of the table, that might actually be a little bit better.
Gotcha. It's a case of like this isn't bad, but there's just better things for some strategies, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you're already moving 12 to 14 inches, like it's not like you're really going to be sitting there going like, I'm going to try to make this 10-inch charge. You're not going to go into a place where you're risking a 10-inch charge. You're going to be like, I'm going to go for this 5-inch charge. I already have +1, +2 to my charge, +3 if I have the chat, or +2 from the chaplain or whatever. Or I think they get +2 from some other way. There's so many other ways to increase the charge that you're not going to put yourself in a place where you have to re-roll that charge to get it because it's just too risky. And being a melee-centric army, if you're going for like 10-inch charges, there's something that's already gone wrong in the game.
Right. I gotcha.
Interesting. Well, we also got another war gear, the Magna Grappler, which is.
I think it exists, but
I see a situation. I mean, this would be good for a Smash Captain, right? If he didn't kill what he needed to kill.
Oh no, it's Dreadnought only.
Oh, is that Dreadnought? Oh, each. Yeah. Wait, it is. Did it say Dreadnought only?
Yeah, that's found on the Blood Angels Dreadnoughts.
Oh,
it's kind of what's unique about them.
See, right up there. It says right there. I didn't read that part up top.
It's super sick and super thematic, and coming from like fighting games and only playing grapplers, this is the coolest thing in the world.
Well, there you go. He's basically like the Jukari nets, being able to just hold people in place with the witch cults.
There you go.
The shard nets. Then I think that's it. So it's looking like they're getting better when the book comes out. That's what it looks like. Even though they're already strong enough. Now we got to see how the rules get thrown in. What are you guys thinking?
I mean, I play this army in Heresy, and an excuse to play them in 40k always welcome, because that means I actually get to play them instead of sitting in my case
where they belong.
No, they belong in Glorious Battlefield. They belong in the fields of the throne world.
Yeah, I'm looking excited. I know one of people in my gaming group, it will be looking forward to this, and I know he's gonna be running Thunder Wolves next time we meet. So we'll see how the Space Wolves do.
All the assault.
What about you, Greg? Any thoughts?
I play against Blood Angels all the time, and I think the most interesting thing that I'm curious what will come in the book is if they're still going to give them a lot of tactical flexibility in the beginning of the game with like the move pregame, right? That's one thing I'm wondering if that will still be there because they don't have that right now. And then the redeploy, I'm curious if they'll also have that still for the Death Company units. And maybe if there's a stratagem to turn Blade Guard veterans into Death Company.
We don't need monsters, okay, Greg?
I mean, it'd be really cool. Like, I'm sure it's going to walk up and it will kill me, but it would still be cool to look at, you know?
Yeah, I understand. I'm just not looking forward to fighting that. All right then. Well, that's all the news. I think we should just end it off with what have you guys been up to, hobby wise, gaming wise? If you've done any of that. Let's go with you, John.
Almost finished my 1,000 points Blood Angels Deathwing list, and by Dark Angels Deathwing, and by Dark Angels Deathwing, I mean I play them as White Scars because they're an assault army, and oh my gosh, Blade Guard, White Scars Blade Guard are gross, especially in 1,000 points. I know you guys play 2K, but 1,000 points is in a 30 by 44 gaming area.
Yeah, we played 1,000 points Crusade.
Okay,
So
there you go. So yeah, like having my Warlord's Relic is the +1 charge, +1 advance one.
Mm-hmm.
And so essentially I'm essentially charging 3d6 +2 with my Blade Guard and others, my Assault Intercessors and all that stuff. It's pretty gross. And they just kind of delete things that they come in contact with.
It's the strength 5 +1 to wound is just they get the +1 to wound, right? Or is that Death Company?
No, yeah, White Scars get +1 damage.
Oh, sorry, you're talking
So
White Scars. I'm thinking about Blood Angels at the time. My bad.
Sorry, yeah, my bad. Yeah, White Scars. Yeah, so you got damage 3 power sword. So the power swords turn into thunder hammers in the assault doctrine.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
I told you the Blade Guard were good.
Yeah. Going back to Greg, last time Greg was here, Blade Guard. Yeah, Blade Guard are awesome for sure. I thought I'm glad you said they were. I think you said they were solid. I'm like, okay, good, they're playable. I won't be like hampering myself. And then I realized, my gosh, these guys in White Scars just destroy things. I mean, it's 2-up, 4-up. What's not to love,
Yeah.
3 wounds. Yep. Primaris, so you just transhuman them, tank a lot of things,
killing everything they touch.
You bet. But yeah, it's pretty much that. Starting Adeptus Mechanicus now. Finished building my first squad of Skitarii, and waiting for my my Forge World Order because it's doubling as a Mechanicum army for 30k. So I'm doing stuff like using the Forge World Castellans and like the other robots to count as certain things. So that's exciting having because right now my gaming group is mostly Space Marine players. So having and people are starting to pick a non-Space Marine army as their second faction. So I think
you survey more diversity.
Different stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's always good to have. But you, Greg, anything?
Wrapping up the big Primaris commission I had, which is like 2 Indominus set, basically 2 of every set that came out in 8th edition, and then 2 Indominuses. So that's almost done. So then I can go finish up some other stuff with my big monsters that I was working on.
Wait, 2 of everything in 8th edition? What do you mean by that?
Like in any of the box sets, like the first set that came out, Dark Imperium or whatever. So there's like 2 of each. It's like the guy bought 2 of them or whatever, and he has the Space Marine aspect of it. So it's like 100 plus Primaris bodies that I've been painting now.
Okay, so you're painting up 2 of each starter set, right? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, every box set that came out, because there's the suppressors, or not the suppressors, eliminators and stuff like that too. So it's a huge thing, but it's pretty cool to take a break from painting demons and stuff and just paint some clean Space Marines.
Now, since it's a commission work, can you tell us what faction this is?
Chapter custom name? Chapter.
Oh, what's the paint scheme like?
Green and gray, like neon green shoulders with some like light gray. It's kind of tough. It was tough to start off with because like they're on the same hue, right? But once you start adding in some blacks and cutting like with a wash, it actually really starts to pop.
Interesting.
But at first, like you do the green and you do the gray and you look at it and you're like, it just looks primed. Like, what do I do to make this look better? And they actually look pretty cool now.
Send us a picture.
I will. I'll just post a lot. Can I post a lot in images at some point, or is there a specific channel for all your?
I'll make something for you.
All right, I'll just start dumping all my paint stuff.
Cool. Yeah. Well then, I know Greg and I and one of my other gaming group, we played some Warcry. Tried out the. I'll probably
30 wounds. 10 inches of movement is really hard to deal with in every mission.
Yeah, you know, Vargeist, I think is what they're called. Can't.
No, the Crypt Inferno and Crypt players.
I
So
do.
they're moving 10 inches and 40 or 30 wounds.
Yeah, those, you know, those were hard to deal with. I beat Greg one game, and then he unfortunately destroyed the balloon dwarves unapologetically. Just those poor dwarves, they can't move fast enough to get to anywhere.
Poor dwarves.
It feels really unfortunate moving 10 inches versus moving 3 inches. Like, I don't know what you did.
You
Yeah,
don't
it's
play
one of those
dwarves.
things in Warcry, like, because I play that game a lot, and like having fast units just kind of makes that game hard to deal with as the opposing player, and as the person with the fast things, it's kind of too easy and just fly around, zip around.
Yeah, that's exactly what I felt. I was like, ooh, I should probably do something different next time. But that's what I had painted because I have the huge flesh eaters.
There we go.
But yeah, we're all newbies there, so you know we definitely messed up the rules a lot. But we did try out the catacombs. We did
Okay.
one mission in the catacombs, and that was interesting to see. It was again crypt ghouls versus the dwarves in the catacombs.
I had to be very careful through that one because there's the triple that lets you just push units into the fire pit and they die. So I couldn't go anywhere near specific spots. I was like, I need to be just far enough away so I don't just get pushed into the fire and lose 40 wounds.
Yep,
man, there we go.
There's a way to get pushed into the lava. There's the bridges break. All in all, it was a fun experience. I think, like I said, I'm pretty sure we did some rules wrong, but well, since you're here, you're more of a master at this game. Can a unit pick up multiple treasures or no?
I don't think so. I think you only pick up one treasure.
Okay, that's what we thought.
If it's a treasure marker, yeah. I could be wrong. I mean, I haven't played the game in a long time. But yeah.
Yeah, well, we picked up multiple treasures. Make it more interesting.
Okay.
But it was fun. Our balloon dwarf player sacrificed his leader to grab the treasure, which was on top of the bridge, and unfortunately rolled the fatal one to kill himself and one of the big boys. And so they both fell into the lava, and that's how the game ended. It was great.
Oh no.
It was all in all a fun time. I enjoyed it.
I think the catacombs was actually the best part because it's like very lighthearted and it's really goofy, and you're like, that's interesting, and it makes it more. It's very interesting. I like it.
Yeah, I think
that's what I like about Warcry. It's kind of goofy and silly, but it's also the rules are tight and not too extensive, like Necromunda, where they're just a bajillion rules kind of thing.
Yeah, the whole movement thing and not being able to go within an inch of someone when you're moving, so you have to space out. So you can just like, I like that aspect of gameplay. That's one of my more favorite things. That's probably why I also never have guns in any of my armies. I just walk at people.
There you go.
Yeah, there was that. And then, I mean, it was also fun with this scheme that we got, or that they got for that game as well, which was every time they did a move action, they had to roll and see if they hit a trap.
That's funny.
How close Greg was to dying to so many traps. It's ridiculous. It was great. A lot of suspense there.
Yep. Every time I moved, do I just drop everything?
And Greg was the only one who hit traps. He almost killed 2 units just by stepping on traps.
Yeah, it almost killed 2 ghouls, and I think my leader or whatever took 10 wounds from walking.
Yeah, it was great. Hopefully we'll play again, but we'll see. Also painted up my Cypher Lord. I'm very disappointed in the paint scheme, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo him. I'd show him, but you know, it's too much shame. But all in all, you know, Thanksgiving this week, so I mean, I don't know if you guys are gonna be playing anything. I probably won't be playing anything this week. Unless you guys want to hang out Saturday. You know. We'll figure that one out.
Cool.
I don't know, how about you guys? You guys doing anything? Any hobbying this week? Or you guys chilling?
I do have a Friendsgiving Warhammer thing. That should be fun.
Oh, yeah.
I played 40k.
You gonna do that Wednesday? You gonna do that another day?
Probably Wednesday. Yeah.
Darn, if I wasn't working, I'd join you.
Oh.
What about you, Greg? Anything? Gonna do any hobbying? Or, well, you got your commission, but, you know.
We'll just finish that up and then make a new base for Magnus because the first one we made didn't come out as good as we wanted. We were trying to go for it like a cool explosive water like. So with all my greater demons and like big boys into the base, I'm crafting a hole to hold like wound dice and the exalted trait dice. So they're just built into the base. So like the Bloodthirster has 2d6 that are molded into the base and a d20 to track all of his wounds and stuff. So the one we made for Magnus didn't come out how we wanted it. So we're going to redo the water explosion that will be holding the d20 to show how many wounds he has.
It's interesting and a lot of work that I would never do.
It's really not bad at all. The new thing I do with basing actually that's really sick is I take wall spackle and you mix some craft glue with it and some primer, and it's just like it's perfect every time. It comes out really sick looking. You throw some sand in there if you want it. If not, you get really cool looking bases. Very quick and very easy.
Well, one day I'll have to take lessons from you. But on that note, you know, thank you for coming, Greg. It was a blast to have you here with your opinions
Not a problem.
and all your
Yeah, man.
perspectives. We needed our third code man here, but he's been busy Hollywooding it up, you know. So it's been hard for him to be joining us. But we're gonna call it there. You can find John on Instagram if you want to see what he's up to, which I think is still what, Dark Angels.
Yeah, it's still well. Now I'm ramping up my Dark Angels, so until the multi-part Blade Guard kit come out, so I'm gonna start working on my my Xana 2 Mechanica Mad Mech army. That should be cool.
There you go. You can find me on Twitch. Everything will be in the description. Greg, you have any social you want to throw out?
No, I'll make one at some point for my painting stuff. We had one and then we just stopped caring about it, so it's probably like 4 years old.
And there you go. Well,
So
he'll be
making one.
he'll be TBA.
There you go.
So we'll catch everyone next time.
All right, later, everyone.
Bye.